I really like that I don't have to worry about getting food for all of the beavers in District 1 these days, and that I don't really have to worry about getting enough water for the beavers in just about any of the districts, even the districts where we're just delivering water. There's no real issues right now, and that's absolutely fantastic. And it's only going to get better because District 4, actually I think this is District 3, yeah, District 3 is almost, well, I say almost done. It's getting there with these extra levees right here. And once they're done, we can go ahead and build some water pumps on those, and voila, we're going to have ourselves a source of water for this district as well. So these guys aren't going to need water deliveries for, well, all that much longer, which is fantastic. I've also just noticed that these have been built. Not bad. So we're actually going to have some metal block production going on in this place soon enough as well. Although power generation is definitely not, it's not amazing right now. But that's fine. These things are getting built as time goes by as well. This entire district still needs to be built. And I've also decided I'm going to place another forester into this district as well once we get this all done. Although I do want to check, is that, no, that's not outside the range. They're just kind of ignoring these destruction orders right here. But that's fine. We'll get these torn down. We'll get a bunch of trees up on this bit of land as well. And that's just going to be a bunch more resources for the entire space. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to say, let's clear these 4 sections of path right there, because we can go ahead and we can build some water pumps already. We can get 2 of them. And then we've got room for 2 more right here. And we could get another one over here if we wanted to, which I don't really want to. I think, honestly, 4 water pumps is going to be perfect for this space. We have a really good number of water tanks already. And in time, we will end up getting more of them as well. So this place, eventually, I mean, it's never going to be self-sufficient. I don't really want to be growing crops out here and producing food. I like the idea that it's going to have to rely on getting, you know, food sent over from other districts. But I definitely think having its own water is a pretty good idea. And I think taking advantage of this massive flooded plain that we have here is also a pretty good idea. This flooded plain it's done wonders for us. I'm really, really pleased that it worked out. And honestly, I think it's going to save us in the long run. I really do. I think it's just going to continue to do great things. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at some stats. So we've got near 2,000 water in District 1 right now, which is lovely. We also have some food production going on in the district as well. We actually don't have that much flour in storage, but we do have a lot of wheat. So hopefully that's going to start coming down a little bit. And hopefully we're going to be seeing in the not too distant future, these guys churning out a whole bunch of flour to give us a whole bunch more bread in this district. In district number 2, we don't have as much food as I would like, but we have a good amount of water. The tanks are generally full, so they seem fine. Although the food situation could be better. With that said, I think they're generally okay here. I don't think they're doing too bad in this district. In District 3, food and water are, I think, about as good as they're going to be right now. Water will get better, but I think the food situation is one where we're probably going to have to, well, to be quite frank, we're going to have to go ahead and start delivering more of it, because the population here, I think, is definitely growing. In fact, let's take a little look. District 3 has a population of 29 right now, with a potential population of 64. So yeah, we're absolutely going to need to, why can I see like planks right there? There we go. Why can I see the word planks right there? What is this? What have I clicked on? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so we're definitely going to need more food coming in here. And I think the way we do that is potentially, well, this district as well is not doing too great. I wonder if we want to get our hands on another distribution post, because I feel like 8 workers at this thing is not gonna be enough. So I feel like another distribution post might be a really good idea for this district. Now, I don't really know where I would put it, because we don't really have much room for, well, anything around here. Well, I say that. I say we don't have room. I actually, it's going to be in here somewhere, man. It's going to take me a minute to remember where everything is. Up here is somewhere that a distribution post could reasonably go. And I don't hate this location. I absolutely do not hate this location. I also kind of like this one as well. I think that's kind of interesting looking. And honestly, I think that is where it's going to go. In terms of a path, we'll just bring this out and connect it like so, and that's going to be distribution post the 2nd for this particular district. And hopefully that means we can bring more food out to everywhere else that happens to need it in a good amount of time. And we can also go ahead and just take out these little sections of path right here and throw in another water pump right about there. So that's going to be fantastic. These trees have all gone as well, so we can go ahead and throw a forester right about there, which is exactly where I want it. We can bring a path out to the forester. We can get rid of this path because I don't want it. And then basically, I'm just going to say that we grow trees in all of that space. Although we will need some paths that kind of cut through the area just to make it, you know, accessible. So we'll bring a path sort of down here as well. And that'll be fine. That's a pretty good looking space for growing some trees. And I think what we'll do on these ones is go for maple. I think maple is going to be a pretty good shout for trees. It's going to take a little bit longer to grow it, but it is going to give us a whole bunch more wood once it actually comes together, which will be absolutely fantastic. So we'll get that going. We'll get those planted in good time. And hopefully we can build this thing in a good amount of time as well. So let's prioritize it. Let's make sure it gets done. And let's see if we can get these districts some food. Is 3, I mean, it's okay right now, but it's definitely going to need more. In fact, if we have a little bit of a look, so that's where we're bringing in paper, logs, and water. This is where we're bringing in bread. So if we have a look at our limits, the limit's 500 right now. I feel like that needs to be, well, 500 is probably fine. I think we should go ahead and say maybe 250 carrots would be a bit of an idea, and then maybe something like 500 grilled potatoes as well. Right, now we're not shipping grilled potatoes right now, but we absolutely can be. And I definitely think we should be. So that's going to be what we do here. So let's go ahead and get more workers. And I guess we add a new route that's going to come up this way. And that's going to be for grilled potatoes. We'll set that up and they can go do their thing. And that'll ship a bit more food out to this district. And we do have a good amount of grilled potatoes to be bringing up here. So not really too worried about shipping those from District 1. I think we'll manage. In fact, looking at District 1, if we have a look at the stats, we don't have too many potatoes that are raw. I definitely think we need to get that wheat production going. So maybe if we prioritized the grist mills, we might see a little bit more production going. That way we'll bring wheat down there a bit more often, and I guess bring the flour from the mills a bit more often as well. And oh my god, this is full already. I wasn't really expecting these to get built as quick as they have done. But I guess, I mean, what's plank production looking like here? So we have some. We have no logs right now, but that's because we have no trees right now. So that's kind of to be expected, I guess. And while all that's going on, I actually want to take a second and just thank everybody that's been watching the Timberborn series thus far. This game is one, I think I said right at the start, I've had my eye on it for a little while, and I only regret that I didn't play it sooner. It's been an absolute blast thus far, and I know that there was a bit of a break in the series there for about a week. And honestly, I have no excuse other than I've been enjoying just about every game that I've been playing recently. And I've just been I've been getting pulled in a million different directions for a million different series. And I'm actually really enjoying just working and recording all these different things. So some things sort of fell to the side for a week. Plus we had some sponsored stuff this last couple of weeks as well. So these things happen, but Timberborn is definitely here. It's, we're going to see this series through, and then the game will probably disappear for a month or two, and then we'll come back with the other beaver type that's in the game, and we'll, go into another series as well. Because I want to do some more stuff on Surviving the Aftermath. I want to do more stuff on Empire of Sin. I want to finish 2 Point Hospital. Airport CEO is going to be wrapping up in the near future. Transport Fever 2 needs to be finished. I'm determined to finish that series. Recipe for Disaster, I don't know if we're going to finish that one, to be completely honest with you. And I feel like, oh yeah, Let's Build a Zoo is probably not going to be getting continued, but don't tell anybody that one. It's a fun little game. I absolutely adore it, but it's just, I don't know, man. I don't often look at numbers on videos and go, oh, I should probably cancel that series. But Let's Build a Zoo, it's more fun to just sit back and chill and play without commentating, or at least it's fun to play in a live stream when you can kind of chat with people in real time. I don't think it's the most entertaining series on the channel, and the numbers kind of reflect that. So with the amount of different games on the channel right now, it's just like, something's got to give, and that's probably the one that's going to give. So, there's your channel update for the day. I don't know how many people watching this watch a lot of the other stuff in the channel, but in case you were curious, that's what's going on with the channel right now. And oh my God, we are building these so quickly. I'm actually really impressed at how quickly this is all coming together. Although I do feel like we should get these guys going nice and quickly as well. Oh, that's why it's happening. They're actually a priority. Well, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Okay, let's have another little look at the district and see how food's going. It's gone up, which is great news. We actually have some potatoes in there. So that's what we want to see. That's definitely what I want to see. And I also want to have a little look here. So we got 3,700 research or science points. What else can we unlock right now? Because I know I said I wanted to build a temple and I wanted to build a carousel, and I stand by that. But we also need 3,000 for the Flame of Progress. So let's unlock that. And I want to look at this thing because it looks, that's really cool looking. And then you get this thing as well. So you just have these like giant statues, which I absolutely adore. And then we have these ones. So we have these beaver statues, and those are really cool as well. But I kind of want this. I feel like this just looks absolutely fantastic. I just don't know where I'd build it. I guess I could sort of build it out here, but I'd like to build it somewhere like here. Right? Somewhere like right there, I think would look really cool. Just giving awe to everyone that works in that area. I think that'd be kind of really cool. So I might try and do that. I'm not 100% sure how I would do that. I guess build up some platforms or something and put it right about there, or right about there. So it's kind of in the middle of that park. That would be kind of a cool place too. And then it lines up with the storage as well. Alternatively, we just build it way out in the middle of nowhere and make it look like a beacon of Gondor. That is also an option. But looking at this, I could go in and I could do something a little bit cheeky, and I think I'm going to. I'm gonna go ahead and put those platforms right there. And I'm gonna say that I want to take out this plant right here and this one as well. And I'm gonna take out all of them, which I know is gonna make people a little bit more miserable in that space. But we'll bring those paths sort of back and around, and then the beacon thing can go like right in the middle there. So right on top of that building. And then what we do is we go in, we put a shrub there, and that kind of nicely flanks the thing. And we can do another one there. So we still have some shrubs. People are still getting, you know, some nice decorative bonuses. It's just a little different. And we can even go ahead and do some benches up there so people can kind of chill and inhale the bakery smoke. Or I imagine it'd be steam, right? Yeah, well, actually, no, it's fire. They're using fire, so it'd be both. Because there'd be like some steam coming off of the bread. Like if you've ever made bread in like a bread maker, when you open the thing, it's like steam. So I'd imagine that's both. What I'm getting at is I imagine it smells amazing to like just walk along this path, right? Because you've got this place down the road. You got the grill just grilling up some potatoes, which admittedly, as someone that quite enjoys potatoes, they don't necessarily have, I mean, they have a smell, right? There's definitely a smell to, you know, potatoes being cooked, but I don't think they have like the most, they don't smell bad. It's just, I don't think I've ever walked into the kitchen and like someone's got like baked potatoes going or something like that. And I just go, potato. I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever like, you know, like you walk in and someone's like making a curry, or they're making like, I don't know, a nice bolognese, or there's like a lasagna going, or there's like apple pie, right? That's a recent one. My grandmother recently made some apple pie and the kitchen smelled amazing for 2 days. And then I ate all of it and it didn't smell amazing anymore. Like you walk in and it's like, oh, that smells really good. I want some of that. Maybe it's just me, but I've never walked into the kitchen and gone, oh, that potato smells really good. But you know, maybe it's just me. It might just be a me thing. It's definitely a possibility. Now, let's go ahead and get this guy right there. Now, that's going to take like 400 planks, so it's not going to get built anytime soon. But when it does, it's hopefully going to look absolutely fantastic. I've got really high hopes for that thing. That's all I'm saying. I've got really, really high hopes for that thing. I do reckon, though, it's probably not a bad idea to try and build a few of the other sort of unique and leisure-oriented buildings as well. So I want to clear out all of these trees up here, and I want to make that a priority so that they all get cleared nice and quickly. And I want to try and get a temple going up this way, because I think it would be a decent little spot for it. It's not going to be the nicest looking spot for a temple, but I think a temple up this way is fine. It's 120 logs, it's 40 planks, so it's going to take a minute to build. But, you know, I think that's a nice little spot for it, just slightly out of the way. It's going to make the beavers a little bit happier, and to be completely honest, I might try and do another one out this way as well. Because what we could do is we could get ourselves another temple like right here. And I think right there is kind of an interesting spot for it. So, I mean, or like there, maybe right about there. It's a little more central, which I kind of like. So let's go ahead and bring this guy over, bring that guy over. That gives us a nice connection. In terms of another connection for that space, I guess what we could do is go in and maybe clear out these resources and maybe prioritize that. And we can get another little staircase up to the temple there. So let me go ahead and get a path that sort of goes this way. We'll get a little staircase in there, and that'll give those guys a temple. And we have a drought in 3 days' time. Oh boy. Okay. I'm sure we'll manage, to be honest. I mean, we've managed pretty well thus far, and these guys actually have their own sources of water now, so I don't think they're going to be in too much trouble here in District 3. District 4 is also pretty much fine. It's doing okay. It's getting its deliveries. I'm not really stressed about District 4. It exists, and that's about all that really needs said about District 4. It exists. You know, I don't hate it. I just don't have any plans for it. I don't have any need for it, so it exists. That's about the nicest thing I can say about District 4. It's there. It is a thing that I acknowledge. And also, this got the logs that it needs very, very quickly. Good lord. This guy's got 33 out of 400 planks. We're almost what is that, a tenth of the way there. Okay. Well, I mean, that's progress, I guess. Oh, I've just noticed that these guys up here in District 3 have managed to build one of the printing presses, which, that's cool and all, but I'm going to have to turn it off because I don't want them using the paper that we're delivering here, because that paper kind of needs to be used for windmills. So we're going to let all these get built first before the printing presses go up. And they've also built some storage that's completely inaccessible right now, which, I mean, fair enough, I guess. I mean, it's progress, right? And that's kind of what we need them doing, is making some progress around here. But I do want to go and prioritize this. And to be completely honest, I want to prioritize this, and this as well. I want to get the irrigation towers going, I want to get the foresters going, and I want to get more wood being produced in this entire area. I think that's kind of important. I think we need the power as well. So if we can get all of those things going, that'll hopefully give us enough wood to basically just keep producing here. That's kind of the main thing, is that we have enough wood to just make whatever we need. Because the whole idea behind this district is that we are producing, you know, planks or gears or paper or whatever, and then shipping it out to District 1 or 2 or 4 should it need it. So the idea essentially is that all of this production down here in District 1 can eventually go away because we'll just ship the things in from District 3. That's the theory, of course. That's whether or not that happens is a whole nother thing. But it's what I'd like. It's what I'd like to happen. So, I mean, hopefully it works out. And, oh, this thing's actually got all of its logs as well. Okay. I wonder which one's going to be first to actually build their temple. That's going to be the real question, because these guys need, what, 40 planks? These guys are over a tenth of the way there. I feel like I'll be really surprised if the Flame of Progress gets built before the temple, but at the same time, I won't be mad, because I feel like the Flame of Progress is going to look really, really kind of cool. So I'm excited to see how that thing might turn out. I've also started a little build project down here as well. Now, this is just going to be another little warehouse. And the idea with this thing is that on top of it is just going to be a large water tank. Because I figure we probably just want more water storage. We don't urgently need it. I mean, all of the water around here is, or the tanks are largely all full, which is great. But storing more is always, I think, going to be a good idea. I just get the feeling that storing a bit more water is probably not a bad thing to do. So that's essentially what's going on here. That's basically why I want this this tank down here. It's why we have so many tanks up here as well. I want to fill all of these. I absolutely want to fill every single one of those. I want to fill every single water tank and keep them as full as I possibly can throughout the entire game. Now, whether or not that's going to happen, it's unlikely, but it's what I want to try and do. And I think, given, you know, how rough some of the droughts have been, I think it's fair enough to want to do that. So I think it's achievable as well. I absolutely do. So that's the plan. That's what we want to be doing. We've also managed to get an irrigation tower down here, which is fantastic. This one will be up in no time at all. This one is slowly coming together. So pretty soon we should be able to start putting together a really good amount of, well, wood up this way. So this place is on track to being exactly what I want it to be.